Hi, I'm Gohar Vardanyan, and this is another video for the Strings by Mail repertoire series. In this video, I'll be reading through a valse by a French composer, Thierry Tisserand. There are 3 valses in this book, and this is number 1. This is a great little waltz that I really enjoyed reading through because it's so simple and so beautiful at the same time. And even though technically it's very straightforward, there are a couple of places to look out for when playing the piece. The one coming up, it is probably the least obvious when you're trying to figure out what's wrong, but the most obvious when it's played incorrectly, and that's the slur. At first it seems very simple. I mean, it's just one note and you pull off. But if you do it the way you're supposed to play slurs, which is having your hand parallel to the neck and pulling downwards, you end up with a pretty harsh sound on the open E, going from the B down to the E. Instead, you're supposed to play on the side, the way you're taught not to, and while pulling it, pull a little bit forward. That way, the E string has a round tone instead of this harsh tone. So it goes against what you're taught to do, and you wouldn't really play on the side anywhere else, just for that one note to get the most beautiful sound. You would have to deviate from the rules. And the other thing to watch out for here, because the next note is on the 3rd fret in a lower position, sometimes the tendency is to use the time of the slur to travel backwards, which forces you to pull a string in that direction, and ends up having the callus pulling the string, which creates that harsh sound. So you have to go against your instincts to travel back and go forward. And then after you play the slur, that's when you move your hand back quickly. That would actually clear up. And because it appears so many times in the piece, you really want to master that sound so there aren't any accidents where you get a harsh open E string. The next one would be harmonics. And harmonics can be a bit tricky on the guitar. Number one thing to learn to do with them is to release in time. So if I play the harmonics here, I mean, they still sound okay, but they're not really as resonant as they can be. To make them more resonant, I would have to let it go. That way, it's an open string that's vibrating. It's longer and it has more room to move, so the harmonics sound a little bit more vibrant and they can carry further than the more mute sound when you actually leave the finger on the thing, on the string. So those two would probably be the most obvious technical issues. Everything else is just, you know, playing clean, but those little tricks will help you make it easier. And if you'd like to order this piece and the other 2 valses that are in the book, you can find a direct link to the Strings by Mel catalog in the description of this video. Thank you for watching.